2 children, a loving husband, and a meddling mother-in-law. This is how our reader sums up her marriage. My husband is a fantastic guy but doesn't understand children. In addition, he has a mother who turns him against me, Joanna complains in her letter. It was love at first sight with my husband. From the beginning, I knew he was the one with whom I wanted to spend the rest of my life. Finally, after a year, a wedding ring was on my finger. On our first wedding anniversary, our daughter was born. My husband didn't help me much with the baby. He was obsessed with work. 2 years later, our family was enlarged by a son. I had 2 small children at home, and my husband was less and less present. The second pregnancy coincided with his promotion at work. He had more responsibilities and, therefore, less time to care for the children. Even on weekends, he spent much time in front of the computer, which we argued about non-stop. After months of single care for a resolute 2-year-old and a 6-month-old infant, I told him I had to go to my sister's for a few days. I needed a reset. The husband was not pleased, but with the face of a convict, he accepted it. Before leaving, I made detailed instructions for handling my children. What time Stas eats milk, what time he falls asleep, and how to put him to sleep. The elder daughter is less absorbing, although she must not be let out of her sight. I recently diapered her, so I asked my husband to watch over Lilka's visits to the bathroom. I was gone for 48 hours. That was enough for me to recharge my batteries and convince myself that my husband was a fantastic guy but incapable of children. Plus, he has a mother who turns him against me. It turned out that taking care of his daughter and son exceeded him. When I got home, I found an actual brothel. A pile of dirty dishes in the sink, scattered clothes and toys, and even dirty diapers in the living room. I heard my son crying as I turned the lock on the door. My husband had just put him to sleep. Our older daughter was smearing flour on the kitchen floor then. My husband almost screamed when he saw me. After all, I was due back on the evening train. My return surprised him. The same as me, the state of our apartment. Our brief exchange quickly turned into an argument. He was angry because right after I entered the house, his mother appeared on the threshold. A 35-year-old man stayed with his children for the first time for 2 days and still had to call his mother for help. I can't get it out of my head, like so many other things that overtook him. My husband can't change the baby's diaper, put the dishes in the dishwasher, or organize fun for a 2-year-old other than throwing everything he can find out of the kitchen cupboards. And the worst part is that the mother-in-law also added fuel to the fire. Seeing my expression, she immediately jumped into action. He works hard. He has the right to have a problem with housekeeping if he doesn't do it daily, I heard from a 65-year-old woman. Then she outdid herself. She added that she raised 3 children, no one helped her, and she did not complain. And I left him alone with all this and went to lie with my sister in the spa. Then she added a few more compliments to her firstborn son. She figured he did well because he only called her the second day. So my husband can't change a baby's diaper, and my mother-in-law praises him. Great. 2 children, a loving husband, and a meddling mother-in-law. This was the image of my life in my head. After this monologue, I unpacked my suitcases and put on the laundry. The husband was warming up dinner and taking care of his mother. I locked myself in a bedroom with 2 children. I needed to cool off. Right after my mother-in-law left, my husband fell asleep. He had to sleep off for 2 days alone with his 2 children. Maybe now he'll realize how hard parenting is. No one helps me when he's 8 hours at work.